Hi everyone, welcome to the podcast. P is for Plog. This is my weekly, well, a little bit more frequent than that at the moment, podcast that just talks about my life as a professional plogger. Plogging is picking up trash while running, and I'm trying to make a career from it. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's the idea. You can follow along with the journey on this podcast. This is a bit of a sub-season as we move towards the May adventure. We're now on season 2, episode 11 of the podcast. This one's called P is for Planning. 20 days to go. 20. Whoa, no, 22 days. No, 20 days to go. Oh, under 3 weeks. Crazy. What is the May Adventure? For those that don't know the May Adventure is throughout the month of May, every day I will be running at least a marathon. More on that in a second. At least a marathon in a banana suit, pushing a baby jogger that's got all of my gear in it to do that around the country, picking up trash. It's going to be at least 1,300 kilometers. More on that in a second. With the intention of trying to inspire people to pick up a piece of trash. I don't want people to give money to a charity that I choose. I want you to give money to the charity that you choose, your own charity. Instead, all I want you to do is, if you find it inspiring, is to go outside and pick up a piece of trash. If I can get 18 million people that live in the Netherlands to do that, that's 18 million pieces of trash that have been picked up off the streets. I call that a win. How's it going in this run up? Well, 20 days to go, less than 3 weeks to go, and I'm down to 3 hotels to find. I know I've been talking about this all the time. I'll just talk a little bit more about it, but we're almost done and dusted now. So 3 hotels. So I need to find a hotel in Den Haag, which is the very first day. I need to find a hotel in Den Bosch, and I need to find a hotel in a very small place called Linne, or around that area. So that's on the way from Maastricht to Nijmegen. That's one of the overnights I have to do because it's so far between the towns. It's the 3 fresh threshold that was important to me. That was where I was like, okay, if I can get down to 3, then I don't mind paying for 3 hotels, with the view that if I do pay for a hotel, I won't be advertising it at all. I'll just say, oh, I'm in Den Bosch, or oh, I'm in Den Haag, and I won't tell you where I am exactly. I won't make any reference to that hotel or advertise it. The reason being is because it's not fair on the hotels that have said, come and stay with us. Hopefully I can get 1 or 2 more. What I'm going to be doing is on Monday, I'll send out a bulk set of emails to all of the hotels I've contacted historically and say, look, I just need a couple more. Let's see if any one of you are willing. If I don't hear anything back by Wednesday, then I'll just book a hotel at random. When I say random, I'll book a cheap hotel and then just stay there. So that's great to get that done. There's a bit of a huge relief to be at this stage now that, okay, I've got what I needed to do with the hotels, because it was just sucking up so much time. It was just so many hours per day. Even down to yesterday, I was sending out, I don't know, sort of 30 emails yesterday, and it just takes so much time. And now that's out of the way, I can start doing other things. I can start planning the routes. The routes is very simple. All I do is go into Google and say, I need to go from here to here. What's the shortest route? And then that becomes my route. It's as simple as that. I'm sure it won't be like that in practice, but that's what I've basically done. I said, Google, just tell me the quickest way to walk there, or the shortest way to walk there. And that has actually hit hard this week. For the very first time, I've had a doubt of whether I can do it. For the very first time. I think that's kind of crazy. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I've been dreaming about this for a long, long time, and it's been on the cards for close to a year now to actually do it in May. Since that time, it was never a question of could I do it. It was, this is what I'm going to do. There was, oh, if I get injured, I can't do it. Oh, yeah. So if I get ill, there's something that I can't do. But those are out of my control. But if everything's, if nothing goes like that out of hand or it happens, then I'm going to do it. This was the first week where I went, I can't do it. The reason being is because I was looking at one route. So I was just looking at going from, this was one of the days between Leeuwarden and Lelystad. So the last of this, that's 2 days to get down between those places. And then on that second leg to get from Bulk to Lelystad, I worked it out. The shortest route was 65 kilometers. The shortest route was 65 kilometers. That's not a little bit over a marathon. That's ultra marathon territory. That's actually a marathon and a half. Wow. And that hit home because I know that I've got a couple of other days like that. This was just meant to be one of my 40-kilometer days, the easy ones. The easy ones. But it was meant to be one of those. And I suddenly went, oh, wow, this is a lot longer. Can I actually do that? Because suddenly, if I start doing if I do an extra 20 kilometers a day, I'm into something like 600 kilometers extra for the month. So suddenly that 1300 goes close to 2000. I mean, it's not going to be, but it means that I'm pretty sure that 1300 is going to be over the 1500. That's a bit of a steep increase. A lot of people do that increase, that sort of delta between 1300. Yeah, they do sort of 200 a month. I'm going to be doing that as extra on top of 1300 kilometers. So that gave me a real moment of doubt. So with that in mind, what I've decided to do is next week, I think I'll probably run 3 marathons with the buggy. I think I might do one of them in the banana suit. I'm not necessarily stressed about that. It's very comfortable to run in. So what I'll probably do is probably just do 3 marathons in a row. And I was speaking to Alex, a friend of mine, this morning, and I think we actually came up with the idea that one of those would be an ultra as well, just to sort of give myself confidence that I can not just do 3 marathons, but I do two marathons and an ultra. Yeah, nothing too crazy, but if I get to like 55 kilometers, something like that, on one of those days, I think that's going to give me a little bit more confidence going into this. Now, for the runners out there, they're going to say, what about recovery from this? You can't just sort of recover within a couple of weeks. But my viewpoint is this is not pushing myself. This is, I will be doing it in 8 hours. I'll sort of go away for 8 hours and I'll just do that and get practice doing it and see how it goes. If I can't do those 3 and recover in time, then there's no way I'm going to be able to do 31 of them. So my view is I don't see an issue with that, and it's going to give me more importantly, it's going to give me a little bit of confidence that okay, it is perhaps possible. So that's the plan next week, is to get those marathons done, and hopefully that eases the doubts, because that was a big thing. In terms of other things, chaffing cream. Let's talk about chaffing cream. So I used to have to use it all the time, and I don't know if my thighs have just got used to it or whatever, but for the last few years, I've not really needed to use chapping cream. Yeah, like my favorite was like Squirrel's nut butter. So I have like a tub of that, and it lasts forever because I only tend to use it for races, just to sort of as a preventative thing. I tend to like to use it on my toes and other places, shall we say. But I think as a preventative thing for this, I should be using it every day. I need to make sure I'm using it every day. So I thought I'd just go online and buy some. And I looked at the price. I was like, oh, wow. Like a small stick is 22 euros. It was just, seriously? That if I need, I'll probably get through a stick a week. So suddenly there's like 100 euros gone. That's just crazy price. So I'm now looking at making my own. So with shea butter, cornstarch, corn flour is like for one of the things that if I look at all the recipes online, they talk about that. I think that's just a thickener to make sure that it doesn't melt. But so I'll do that with maybe a little bit of coconut oil just to sort of make my own concoction and I'll use it for these 3 days and see if it works. So that's one of the things I'm currently looking into, making my own chaffing stick. The good thing is there won't be any packaging at all. So yeah, the Squirrel's nut butter, which is the one I really like, they now comes in paper packaging, which is great, but still it's just too expensive for me to sort of really do, I think. And then the last thing is t-shirts. I can start looking at t-shirts now because now that getting that hotels out means I actually have the things I need to do that I was always going to do. So one of the things I wanted to do was to take around with me some t-shirt transfers that people can buy if they wanted to. So I'm going to try and get around 100 done, but I'm not going out to a a firm and saying make these t-shirt transfers for me. I'm doing them by hand myself. I think, yeah, it does take time, but I think it has. I'd rather sell less of them, knowing that each one has been personally made by me, than to have them brought in and be cheaper. We get a higher margin. I think this is one of those cases where I think to make it is about €4 or €5 for each one for me to make. So I'll send it for, let's say, 15 or €20 maybe. Um, but they're pretty cool design. I'm really super excited about them. So what it is it's a little bit of text and a map of the Netherlands with the route that I'm taking on it. And then you also get a little red dot. So the idea is that they're transfers because I don't want people to buy shirts. I want people to buy a transfer and then put it on an existing shirt. So they will be able to put it onto their existing shirts. And then they get this little red dot. So they could put the red dot where they saw me. So I'll be selling these as I go around. So yeah, if you're in Eindhoven, you put the little red dot on Eindhoven. So I think it makes it something unique and something very personal for the person that's buying. It's not just, oh, supporting me with a t-shirt. It's actually, hey, I was there at this spot when I sort of did some plogging with Paul. So that's my idea on those ones. So just check out the social media, my Instagram account, etc., and then you'll be able to sort of see how those are developing. But I'm kind of excited about that. I'll probably end up selling one, but but if I do sell one, I'll be super happy. It will cost me a fortune. I will make such a big loss on it, but uh, it's. I think it's fun just to sort of see if it, yeah, if anyone does buy them. See, now I've talked myself out of it. Now I'm like going, oh my God, I've just thrown away like €100 or something. So please buy a t-shirt if you do see me. I think that's probably all I want to go talk about today. Oh, look at that. We had a bit of a that's good. You got me laughing at the end of it. I'm like going, oh, I'm so scared. And now I'm like going, oh my God. These t-shirts. Oh, and I suppose the other thing is live. Oh, I'll talk about live streams and planning on the next episode because I've had to push those out, and I'll talk about the stress of actually getting these routes when I've done them. Then I'll know a little bit more as well. So I'll speak to you in a few days' time, and oh gosh, less than 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks. I can do this. Speak to you next time. Bye.